Back in 1980, my wife Nancy and I opened our home to a teenage girl who had had an abortion in the past and was pregnant again. We had the joy of seeing her come to Christ while she was living with us. And in many ways, that was our early introduction to pro-life ministry because we were, without even knowing it, when we first brought her in, we became what we in those days called a shepherding home. And later when I got on the board of the Portland Pregnancy Resource Centers, then Crisis Pregnancy Centers, it was my job to encourage people to open their homes, to encourage pastors to support this pro-life related ministry. And so that was the personal, in our home introduction to the challenges, difficulties, and joys of personal pro-life ministry. But to see Diane, this girl, come to faith in Christ, and to see how over the years she has impacted so many people. Some of you know her and know who I'm talking about, and it's amazing. She's a dear friend to this day, and goes and leads Bible studies and in women's prison facilities, correctional facilities, and has done post-abortion recovery, all those things. But she is a perpetual reminder to me that we should not segregate pro-life ministry from the Great Commission. The two are part and parcel of the same thing. Now, they're not identical because there are many aspects of the Great Commission that go beyond the pro-life emphasis, but certainly pro-life work, properly understood and properly executed, should certainly involve the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now I realize we used to have a group of people who would join some of us who were involved in protests in the old days, and they would hold their sign up and it said "Atheists for Life." And you know what? There's a lot of people out there that maybe they wouldn't hold a sign that say "Atheists for Life," but they're pro-life despite their rejection of the gospel. But what they don't understand is, and this happens often in this culture, is there are many people who are quite critical of the Christian worldview who embrace certain parts of it nonetheless. And that's exactly what we see. Why would you, from a naturalistic, evolutionary perspective, why would you be pro-life? Why wouldn't it just be survival of the fittest? Why wouldn't it be the strong deserve to live and the weak deserve to die? It's natural selection, it's survival of the fittest, and who even cares? But we care because of God's common grace, because of the conscience that he has put in every person. But back in those days, when we would stand up, speak up for those who could not speak for themselves, and of course that's what you and many others are continuing to do. But at that time, it's still, to many segments, especially of the evangelical church, was a very new thing. It was not normal, and pastors didn't view people as normal who were very excited about the pro-life movement. And of course, we should all be sensitive to the fact that our pastors have, having been a pastor, I'm very sensitive to this, that people would give me a book or a DVD, and they would say, well, we need to do this on Sunday, and you go, well, do you know how many other things I was given this week that we need to do on Sunday, and then the Sunday after that?